Hello, friends. Welcome to the latest episode of Soccer Way podcast. Today, we have a special guest with us. His name is Anirban, and he is an ardent follower of Arsenal. So, today, we are going to talk about the Gunners, of course. Welcome to the show, Anirban.
Hi, Jeet. Hi, Soccerway family. It's nice to be here.
How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, optimistic, excited for a new season.
That's good. That's good. About the Gunners. So, when did you first start supporting Arsenal?
Well, it's a love affair of almost 15 years, and I can say that
15 years is a
for the
long
past,
time,
for the last 10 years, I've been following almost every game, whatever
What's
other
your
games
favorite
I
memory
can.
of Arsenal, Anirban?
Yeah, being an Arsenal fan is an emotional roller coaster, as they say. But
I
yeah, so
understand.
if I have to choose,
There must have been multiple.
yeah.
There must have been multiple memories, fond memories that you are carrying. But what's the best one you would like to say?
Yeah, if I have to choose one memory, the memory would be 2015 visiting Emirates Stadium to see Arsenal play. I still remember even after five years that going to the stadium,
That's a
walking with everyone, and it's a feeling of goosebumps. Everyone in Arsenal colors and the stadium inside. Atmosphere inside the stadium was electrifying, and luckily Arsenal won that day in a FA Cup match. So that day has been a lifetime experience for me.
okay. That's good. That's good. Who, according to you, has been the most influential figure for Arsenal, making them so popular across the globe?
Simply has to be Arsene Wenger. So he has been synonymous with Arsenal for almost 2 decades. And there has been many great players, Henri, Bergkamp, and every invincible team. Everyone was great on their own way, but the way Arsene Wenger instilled the mentality, the style of play, the off-field diet, everything. So he revolutionized English game. So it has to be Wenger for me.
Yeah, I can't agree more. So talking about Wenger, so it has been a couple of seasons that Wenger uh, has walked out of the door. So how far do you think the club has progressed since the days of Wenger?
Well, uh, firstly, yeah, looking at United, we already knew it's never easy after a legacy manager and someone with the caliber and pedigree of success of Arsene. So, yeah, Emery started well, but of course, there was lack of coherent direction, which was clear in his second season. And even on the last couple of Arsene years, the results were not up to the mark by his standards. So we knew it would be a tough ride, and our league position also says so. Yeah, so
That's
it
good.
will be a ride on up and down, of course,
Yeah,
after
yeah.
someone like Wenger.
So he left the club with his heads high after winning the FA Cup, of course. But now let's talk about the new man in charge, Mikel Arteta. How are you looking at the recent changes brought into the touchline? I mean, Arteta has been elevated to a manager role from head coach, and he has been given greater control over the club's transfer dealings, among other things. What are your thoughts about this?
Before just going to his elevation to the manager role, first we need to understand how Arsenal used to work. So during Arsene Wenger days, Wenger and David Dean has the say of everything related to club, on the pitch, off the pitch, transfers, player loan, sale, everything. But in the last years of Wenger and post Wenger, our CEO Ivan Gazidis moved to a more continental way. Raul Senlehi came as uh, head of football. Sven Mislintat came as head of recruitment, and there are other couple of guys. So the Arsenal tried to distribute the work, moving to a more continental model. But then again, for n number of reasons, it did not work. Maybe some power play. Mislintat left, and Senlehi also left in middle of this transfer window. So now our owner, KAC, they wanted a more linear, streamlined model, and they entrusted all the responsibility to uh, newly appointed technical director Edu and Arteta, who has been elevated as head coach. So this duo, along with Par Mertesacker as the academy head, has been given extreme power to run a big club, 135-year-old club like Arsenal. So
Yeah.
yeah, even so, like with the roles elevation for Mikel, he has greater say over everything in the club. So it's his power has come with more responsibility.
We agree that it's a good sign for the club. And this man has been known to be a disciple of Pep Guardiola. So on field, from a tactical standpoint, under Mikel Arteta, how are you liking the changes that he has brought into the play of the Gunners?
Arteta has a long playing career at the top level in Spain, in Scotland, in England. So
Yeah, he has played
everywhere,
for Arsenal also. So he's a former
yes,
Arsenal
he
player,
has
we
been
all
our
know.
FA Cup winning captain in two
Yeah,
occasions. So that's no
yeah,
mean feat. So yeah,
yeah,
so every he has worked with three long-term coaches in David Moyes in Everton, then Wenger, and then with Guardiola for 2 years. So of course you when you are disciple of Guardiola, assistant manager of Guardiola for 2 years, you are bound to pick up some of the things from the great tactician. And even when from his playing days, everyone sort of knew that Arteta would go into more coaching role because he had the football intelligence. Also during Arsenal, for his playing for Arsenal during a long injury layoff in 2015, he used to coach our under 13 boys for his coaching for his
yeah,
coaching degree. So of course, I mean, there was things or always be there. And if you if we go about specific on the tactics, so Arteta has many similarity with Pep, like vertical passing, quick passing along a single vertical line to opponents attacking third, switch on one side and overload on one side and then switch to the other, which we kind of call bait and switch, and tactical fouling high up the pitch. So all these are clearly influenced by Guardiola. So when we faced Manchester City in the FA Cup final, we saw there was similarity in style, but of course with the expansive players City have, Arsenal had to sit deep and absorb the pressure. But of course, so it's a it's a clearly influence of Guardiola. But of course, Arteta doesn't have the players, so in Arsenal he has to go with a more defensive kind of formation. So he
yeah,
started with a 4-2-3-1 with two-man with double pivot, but then due to our well-known defensive frailties, he has moved to 3-4-3 with three-man backline and side backs pushing up, providing the weight. But uh, but again, so if you see closely, so both these tactics in attack move to a similar 2-3-5 formation with two men and the back, three-man shielding, and five men, both the center back, both the side backs joining the attack. So
yeah,
in a way, it's numerical superiority in the attacking third and quickly switch up the play from right to left, isolating Aubameyang one with one against the right back. And in defense, it's always Arteta prefers a very organized side. So someone like he has impressed by Simeone, some might say. So it's 5-4-1, only number 9 up top pressing, and all nine men behind the ball in Arsenal's half pressing and keeping a solid backline. So it's
yeah.
exciting. He's a very
That's
good
certainly a
tactician.
substantial change from the way they used to play a few years ago. So now let's talk about the incoming transfers. So we have seen under Mikel Arteta, there have been several new faces. How about the new players onboarded recently? So the signings of Gabriel has been encouraging. He scored in his debut game for Arsenal, and add to that last season's defensive reinforcements of Pablo Mari and William Saliba. So do you think we can expect a better defensive stability and display from the Gunners this season, and of course for the upcoming campaigns?
Well, interesting, Jeet. You should mention the in names of Gabriel and Murray. So just like Pep, Arteta also believe a left-footed centre back. So both of them are left-footed centre back. And of course, due to defensive frailty, Arsenal's defensive frailties are well known. There are no point hiding of that one. So post, I don't know since how long we are missing a compact defensive pairing for now. So he has to cover that by playing three centre back. But yeah, we are hopeful with the Gabriel has shown a very mature performance in his EPL debut, and
Yeah,
hopefully the real test are yet to come against Liverpool and City. But hopefully
yeah,
will improve. And Saliba is also integrating. He is now playing with under 23. Hopefully he will walk into first team soon. And the other areas, the recruitment of Willian, brings a wealth of Premier League experience. He he has won the EPL with Chelsea, so that's very exciting. He can play multiple roles, and of course, as you know, Arsenal needs midfielders. So there are
yeah. I
multiple
was going to come to
midfielders.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an area where we believe, especially Arsenal need reinforcements, especially when Guendouzi has kind of failed to live up to the high expectations people set for him. Add to that Ozil's hit and miss, presence for the club. And also, we have seen rumors about Torreira departing the Gunners. Who, according to you, should be the best choice? I mean, what kind of a midfield would you like to see for them?
Well, it's a very interesting situation, Jit, like you correctly pointed out. So we have three midfielders which we need to offload, or we who are not playing. Of course, we would like to have decent offers for everyone, but we are not getting apart from anyone apart from Torreira. It's not a seller's market due to post-COVID, so everyone is a cash strip. But also
Yeah,
at the same time, to replace them, we need new midfielders. So Arsenal have chased Thomas Partey of Atletico and Hussein Aouar from Leo
yeah,
as to add some midfield creativity and good discipline for almost 2 months of the transfer window now. But still, we are yet to get a deal done. But that's expected, right? So this window is not a straightforward due to COVID. The match day, Arsenal's 1/3 or 40% income is dependent on match day revenue.
yeah. Agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. We have also
So
seen emergence of academy players like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Bukayo Saka, especially Eddie and Ketia, much to the delight of the fans. They have been playing pivotal roles for the Gunners since the last season, and they're providing competition for the season first team players. What do you think about the emergence of these players, and how much do you think they'll contribute to the greater cause for the club?
Wenger used to say something like, "If you are good enough, you are old enough." So that
Yeah,
translates to,
that's true.
yeah. So even young players, when they have the caliber of Wilshere and everyone, so it's good. So we are very hopeful for a self-sustainable club like Arsenal. Go, we cannot go to a market for every position. So the emergence of Saka, Maitland-Niles, Nketiah solves us many problems, as well as, so if they are talented, they will slot test straight to Arsenal playing 11, and if they are not maybe living up to that much mark, then of course there is a chance that we can cash in on them on the transfer market. But yeah, so they are young players, they are fully committed, they want to play for the club, they want to commit for the long term future. So that's very good for a club like us, and so that we have
Yeah,
ready-made solutions in us.
and of course, you are a keen follower for the Gunners. So, would you like to name a few academy players which the audience must keep a tab on? I mean, you follow Gunners more than anybody else. So, is there anybody in particular you would like to point out from the academy who you think can break into the first team in the next 1 or 2 years, 3 years time?
Well, under the leadership of Parmatazakar, our academy has progressed very well since the last 2 years. It's more streamlined operation. So as you know, the recent graduate Saka, Maitland-Niles, Wheelock, and Ketia has integrated very well in the team. And for the upcoming star, I would say Balogun is a striker who has been rated higher than Nketiah in youth levels. And
That's
of course,
good.
there is a midfielder, Miguel Aziz. People are
Yeah,
already saying he has very good midfield traits, and Cortel, who is a versatile player. So there are reasons for excitement and players who we can have in next 2-3 years. And of course, let's not forget the performance of Emi Martinez, who is also an academy
Amy
graduate,
Martin.
whom
Yeah,
we were able to cash in this season.
Yeah, he has
Club
gone
would
to
have
Aston
liked to,
Villa.
yeah,
Yeah,
club would have liked to keep him. But anyway, so that's what, of course, the goalkeeper situation. So we would like to have that goalkeeper from uh, among the club, so that we don't have to go to the market every time.
of course, of course. Anirban, do you see Arsenal being able to compete against the elites once again? I mean, like Liverpool, Man City, Man United, among the others.
Well, as you as you have must remember, so we beat City and Chelsea on our way to win the
Yeah,
FA
of
Cup.
course.
So one of games, so we are able to beat them. So, but yeah, thing with Arsenal always has been consistency, at least for the last 5 years. So in a way, so Arteta demands that from his players, that it is not sufficient to say that on their day they can beat everyone. Every day has to be their day. So the manager demands it. He wants 120% commitment from his players, and with he has said that in an interview while playing, while he was a player, I only players who give 120% to me will play. And so I believe with the right recruitment and little luck with injury, we can challenge for a top four. Maybe not the league right now, but it's a inexperienced squad, still needs to gel well. But we can certainly challenge for top four. Yeah, so some factors need to go like in our way, like the injury. It's a mad fixture season.
Yeah, agreed. From a transfer market perspective, Anirban, what are the current state of the club in terms of finances? I mean, how capable they are in competing in the transfer market, do you think, against the likes of big spenders like Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United?
Well, to put it in one word, yes and no. So Arsenal has always been a self-sustainable club, and
That's true.
for
Yeah,
better or worse, we are stuck with that model. So our owner KC are very conservative. That's a well-known fact. They are not going to push in city group like 100 millions or 200 millions, or Abramovich 100 millions or 200 millions. Chelsea has done crazy business in this window. So we have to. That's why the importance of academy players, and we have to generate revenue from player sales. So that's why
that's
COVID
true.
had put a major dent in our in our in our finances. So because our match day revenue has become nil, so
Yeah,
we have to live with
that's
that.
same for other clubs as well in this
That's
market.
one thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one thing. And of course, when Arteta has been part of our club for 5 years as a player, he has been our captain. He when he came in, he sort of knew that Arsenal won't give him an unlimited fund. It will certainly give him some fund. So let's say we
yeah,
completed sign up Nicolas Pepe, club record signing, and of course we spent 30 and 30 for Saliba and Gabriel. So that's 60 million for almost uh, inexperienced center half. So we will spend, but not in the extravagance way our direct rivals can. But
yeah. And we
yeah, so
haven't
it has
anyway
to be a
seen
balancing
Arsenal
act.
in the past few years spending massive amount of money for players. Yeah, they have been more reliant on the youth graduates from the club. So barring one or two transfers, I haven't seen Arsenal spending fortunes for incoming transfers. So yeah, I agree. Uh, what do you
Yeah,
think of Nicolas Pepe's situation in the club? I mean, he has been the record transfer for Arsenal, and many believe that this season is going to be his make or break season.
yeah, it is. So, of course, the first season is a new country. He's very young, 22 years, still integrating in the league. But this season, everyone expects him to hit the ground running. And of course, with the additional Willian, there is competitions for spaces and everything. So, but he has to deliver. It's as simple as that. He knows now, knows his
Agreed.
teammates. He's a very talented player. Every no one doubts that. But yeah, we just have to have that end product now. So Arteta has put in a lot of faith. So also with Sterling in City, he says that Arteta has a massive hand in improving him. So Arteta works very well with wide forward. So hopefully Pepe can utilize that and become a better player than he is.
Yeah, we all would like to see him going to places. You know, he has bags of talent. All he needs is to deliver on field now.
Yes.
What are the prospects of Arsenal against this weekend's match against Liverpool?
So of course it's Arsenal are traveling to Anfield twice in next 5 or 6 days. So it's
Yeah.
a crazy fixtures. So of course in the league we would expect at least with current form we would at least expect a point from the home of champions. Let's be realistic. Liverpool has also started the season very strongly, and
Hmm.
in the Carabao Cup we played a 5-5 match last season. So we can again, hopefully, we can win it this time. But yeah, all the focus would be on league, and it will be a battle of tactics. So hopefully, yeah, we'll be able to pull one of them one more, just like Community Shield, a month back.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that, Anirban. Last question for you today. What do you think about Arsenal's overall chances this season when compared to the greater rivals, Tottenham Hotspurs under Jose Mourinho? Who do you think will finish in the league in a better position, Arsenal versus Spurs?
Well, Mourinho's second season, it's always so. I think the most threat from the Spurs side, even with the recruitment of Gareth Bale, is still Mourinho. He's whatever anyone says, he can get the best out of whatever players he has got. But of course, they are not under rivals, so we would have to get one better over them. So, and for the last 2-3 seasons, they have been finishing above us. So it's imperative for our finances, for our club to get back into the Champions League football. So we have to not only we have to win the North London rivals, but I am hopeful we can finish above Spurs and end up in a Champions League position end of the season.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for that, Anirban. Thank you so much for your time today. It has been lovely having you with us. You have given us some valuable inputs on the Gunners. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
thank
that's
you. Nice to be here.
yeah. Cheers. So that's that, friends. So we have had Anirban who has given us a lot of insights into the Gunners' prospects this season and how the club is running at the moment. That's it for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. Until we come up with another episode of Soccer Way podcast, do check out our latest blog on Arsenal's road to redemption.